Maybe do you mean to turn on your camera? I know it's too early. Maybe you need to just make up.
All right. Let me see. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
She did turn on her.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Is it 6?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really early in the morning. I hope that I look appropriate.
Gorgeous.
You look very good.
Hello, everyone. So actually, this is a joint presentation. My colleagues Ke Guang and Meng Yuan will also, joining me later. And this is about, letting you know what we China Mobile are thinking, doing, and what we will be facing, in the process. And this is our first time to join this develop, conference. And I hope that you could join us and help us address some of the issues. And for the sake of, I think the traffic, because I am joining from a hotel, I'm currently on a business trip, so I will stop my video and hope that will, help smooth the presentation and help the slides get, um, all right. Let me see, how can I do this? Okay. Not very familiar with this application. This is also new for me. Sorry about that. And yes, so the first point I would like to clarify here and letting you know is how I'm sorry, it seems there's a little bit echo. Okay. So how we understand the relationship between X plus AI and AI plus X, and basically the title, because everyone knows addition is equal. A plus B is always equal to B plus A, right? But in mathematics, but in our daily life, for example, if we have some particular, you know, we have like having dumplings, for example, which I am going to have for my breakfast. Today, we always say that we will be having dumplings with a bit of vinegar. And we rarely say that we have vinegar with a bit of dumplings, right? So this is the difference. So over the past decade, the team that I am part of in China Mobile, we have been doing, things for helping the company and some of our customers to leverage in technology. What we have, gone through the long period is actually resembling the practice of X plus AI, which is in a context, for example, we will be doing helping our network operation and maintenance in all the systems, all the workflows for that stays the same. While we will be add-on systems, add-on like tools to that existing workflows, to that existing systems. And this is going to change when we are actually changing the mindset to do things. Now it's moving to more like an AI plus X pattern. And we see the change here. The first change is that we're no longer doing those, sorry. Okay, we're no longer doing those point-based enablement. Today, with the large language model technology, we are seeking end-to-end enablement so that we could achieve the end-to-end effectiveness. So increase efficiency, reduce cost, and in the same time to enable better user or customer experience. The second change we see is that the large language models are actually demonstrating a very good system information integration, capabilities. It can actually has the potential to integrate different domain knowledge and handle very complex tasks. So with such both system integration capability as well as the information integration capability, we are seeing the opportunities for us no longer standing as a communication service provider, but we can helping verticals, various industries to also reconstructing their business core with generative AI to achieve new business forms and models. In particular, we are looking at opportunities for us in 4 types of businesses: AI plus operation services, AI plus new creativity, AI plus new quality, productivity, and lastly but not least, AI plus strategic decision making. So we will be providing both the infrastructure for intelligent computing and also with our Zhou large language models, as we said, to support all of this. And in the next, I will, go very briefly with some of the practices in these 4 different areas and some of the challenges that we face along the way for information. The first one is AI plus operations service. Right now, you see, let me see. Yes, and this is actually a intelligentized version of our traditional customer caring service. There is a number that you can call as a China Mobile's customer. And this time we're offering a human machine collaborative customer service back office system. You are actually talking to a large language model driven agent, and literally you can ask anything, and it will be integrating the internal back office capabilities, not only from China Mobile, but also from our partners. For example, if you like to book a ticket or flight, and we can also make the recommendation. You would like to know the weather of the travel target, and we can also do that. And this is actually offering a service integration point with these mobile customers that China Mobile has already been offering its service to.
您好，中国移动为您提供星级关怀服务。
你好，是哪位啊？
Okay, this is just a short demo. I will skip that. And in this slide, you will see that there is also a number of new services in this area. And what are the challenges that we are facing, especially in the scale adoption of these type of services? There are some of the basic problems that we see if we would like to actually advance in this direction. The first one is we believe that the research or study of generative AI and multi-level, multi-core controllability problems is still insufficient, because in these such scenarios, we need to actually having a number of, like human actually, get involved in such processes, especially when you are tackling a very complex, issue coming from the customer that originally, need multi-system or even multiple people to collaborating in address this issue. So in this case, the generative AI has to actually to collaborating with the human in the collaboration model. And also because it is tackling, like critical issues, it needs to be controllable. All right. And also because it is, dealing with the customer directly, and it needs to be more human driven, and it cannot be like a very strict and acting like a machine. It should be acting as a human, and you need to be caring about the customers, their moods, and understand and show your understanding. So we're also doing research on such direction on interactive large models that is focused on user experience, and we call it care-oriented services. And the second type of new services that we see is for creativity. And this is actually an example of our practice. This is actually, we have been providing 善学 as one of the applications for our 九天 services. It's actually providing industrial model based on the knowledge data that we acquired from our
刘老师
vertical、
张老师，你
customers.
们好，我是九
And also, it will be offering, like solutions when it is prompted with a question. But however, if the user actually giving a negative feedback to this solution and it was proposed earlier, then it will turn to the experts that registered for helping these type of, like issues. And these experts could be providing guidance in an interactive pattern like this one, or providing more general guidance, and in a fixed period when we are looking about the history.
九天善学大模型。
All right. So, and the challenges that we are facing here is we need to, have better patterns and mechanisms for these generative AI applications, as well as, the human experts or creators, and build expert models with their own uniqueness of thinking. Because human experts, they accumulated their knowledge in their way, and each of them are actually thinking differently, and it is also essential for the large language model to learn the uniqueness of these experts' thinking. And the third type is for new quality productivity practice. And this is our, what we have been doing, especially with communication networks. We have these simulation platforms that can actually mimic and also doing predictions for our radio access network. When you are doing, like supporting a very large scale event, you need to actually give a plan of the coverage in a very short time, and also taking into considerations of what would be the traffic pattern and what will be the audience and all the traffic around these areas, and make sure that they all have the quality coverage and connectivity during this period of time. So in that we need a system to offering the prediction, and also based on that generate plan recommendations for our experts so that they can actually deliver the task in time. In addition to that, we are also working with a lot of Chinese verticals like manufacturing and energy and resource exploration and material development as well. So the challenges facing in this sector includes multimodal and multi-source information fusion, characterization, and alignment. Because as you can see that each of these industries have long history. Some have over 100-year history even before AI was invented. So they have their own source or of information and their domain-specific knowledge, and they are having their also pattern of impact. So that is why we need to adapt to their used, interaction model and data information sources. The second part is because these are talking about real dynamic production environments, and these environments are actually, evolving. So it is important for us to also build an automatic closed loop evolution. The applications, the intelligence agents, or built from these models need to evolve along with these dynamic environments for it to be really practical in production. And the last one is, these applications needs to really possess production grade capability to take the perception, prediction, control, and decision making tasks for these production workflows. The last sector we're looking at is strategic decision making. This is a new one, and we're actually working with some of the industrial administration departments. They're doing analysis and also making regulations or publish guidelines to different verticals in Chinese market. And what they are looking at for these intelligent assistants is a tool to simplify complex tasks when they're actually trying to penetrating and understanding what is going on with the overall or domain specific areas for these different industries. And second, they need to make all these macro problems that they want to address and relate them to a micro scale, like issues that is observable from different industries. And lastly, when they're doing decision making, it is really important to clarify ambiguous decisions so that to relate their decision very general and decisions from across different industries and translate it into concrete and actionable guidelines to each of these industries to clarify the ambiguity in execution. And the challenges we're facing in this sector include how to effectively simulate and model complex dynamic macro systems. And for example, you need to understand, what is exactly going on inside each of the industry and also understand their relationship. Because different industries, for example, the material making industry, the manufacturing industry could have an impact also for the communication, like industries, that is for sure. And also the resource exploration industry also have an impact, in the manufacturing. So these are a very complex, dynamic macro systems. We need to understand it. And the second one is how to develop macro intelligent algorithms and mechanisms for dynamically representing the emergence and evolution of macro systems. And the last one is how to design the mechanism and method for the coordination and aggregation from multi-scale micro intelligence to macro intelligence. I understand that this is a very specific, like situation we're talking about, but these issues are very interesting, and we believe that it also might be applied to different contexts as well. And that is all from my side. And next, my colleagues Ke Guang and Meng Yuan will be, presenting you more on our, industrial collaboration proposals from their perspective. And so I will stop from now, and I think we will be taking questions in the last. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and hello everyone. I will show my desktop. Okay. Hello everyone. Just okay. For the second part, I will give introduction about China Mobile's mass practice. First, I will give introduction to model as a service. And under the traditional AI, traditional AI model application, developers and users need to work closely together to conduct specialized model training for specific scenario data. The resulting models have poor generalization capability and are difficult to transfer across scenarios. And however, the emergence of a large model has changed all of this. Based on large language models with general perception capabilities, after a small amount of fine-tuning or optimization through instructions, combined with domain knowledge enhancement and secret reinforcement, they can be employed in multiple scenarios. At the same time, the research and development phase of general large language models and the operate costs during the usage phase are extremely high, beyond the capability of individual application developers or domain service providers. This undoubtedly stressing the division of labor and cooperations between large language model provider and large language model consumers. More importantly, it also creates opportunities for the introduction of a third type of role, model aggregates and operators. As the name implies, the model operator provide model as a service. More specifically, MaaS offers three core elements: pure model inference services, application invocation of model composite agent services, and the DevOps management for applications. And in other words, MaaS is a suite of APIs include multiple APIs. The model operator does not need to provide all three categories of capabilities, but can choose one or a combination of servers based on its own accumulation and development requirements, especially for the first and the second categories of services. Compared to global public cloud service provider, we believe that telecommunication operators have a unique advantage in these areas because they are close to users and familiar with local culture and regulatory requirements. And the second part, I will introduce China Mobile's MaaS practice. And on the one hand, a large number of communication service providers are already developing or providing large language model-based smart custom servers, and for them, it only requires a change of approach to open up the existing system and capabilities with relatively high additional costs. On the other hand, the practice of MaaS in the industry has become very mature. For example, in China, both public cloud service provider and a traditional communication service provider has ventured into MaaS, and the time is ripe for the development of cross-operate standard APIs. And China Mobile have a MaaS platform named 9天 Model Harbor. And for 9天 Model Harbor, it is collecting large model providers and operators, converging a rich area of large and small models, data sets, and AI native applications, offering one-stop service for model exploration, experience, downloading, tuning, training, deployment, inference, application, and evaluation and security. and establishing open and shared AI resource agreed platform. Include high quality data science mode and AI native applications. And it is also provide one-stop large model services, covering all aspects of model management, downloading, training, tuning, and inference deployment, and also provide integrated intelligent operation. For operation develops, provide intelligent operation service based on systematic AI technologies. And this is and for this page, I give an introduction about the data set and model usage process in 9天 Model Harbor. First, the first step, pre-install with various of data sets, 9天 foundation large models and high quality third-party open source large models, supporting data set reviews, model field reviews, and online experience of model effects. Second step, use Git for convenient downloading of data sets and models, quickly pull cloud-based model fields. And step 3, offer step 3, fine-tuning on a large model or pre-trained models, significantly lower the barrier to AI model development. Step 4, offer a variety of development methods supporting users to experience self-service one-click deployment on the platform. Step 5, support uploading high-quality data sets, models, applications to the platform for AI asset management. And this is a process about AI native application usage. Step 1, support configuring applications through prompt engineering, knowledge bases, model tablets, and other functions. Step 2, support users in publishing their created applications which after review. And for step 3, users can view and use application published by other users or official in the application marketplace. And for step 4, select the appropriate application for conversation via real-time execution steps and detailed informations. And for 9天 Model Harbors, we have several application scenarios, like we provide mass services, large model evaluations, and large model content governance. And we also have several typical use cases in China, like server for China Mobile's group-wide mass services, and also open to universities, enterprises, and other industry academia research collaborations, also promoting the development and construction of large model across various hardware and software ecosystem. And the third part, I will give a introduction about our mass project in Camera. And Camera is an open source project within Linux Foundation to define, develop, and test APIs. So in Camera, we also try to submit several proposals about Mars, and this is use case where we do that works. Imagine a smart custom service application scenario for a multinational corporation. A manufacturing company located in China sell its product worldwide, and to meet the trend of e-commerce and enhance customer experience, the company decided to introduce large model technologies to optimize its online custom service system that directly face the customer. And we believe that the communication service provider have a competitive edge over cloud service providers in these scenarios. And they can, not only because they have a connection sites close to user, but more importantly, they possess extensive knowledge and experience in local culture, security, and data governance. If they can offer standard APIs to to mass-related functionalities. These capabilities can be directly utilized by multinational corporation or application developers for rapid reuse across different geography areas. And this is another application scenarios about the flex selection of large language models at multiple sites. And this is our proposal in Camera. We submit a API product family Mars, and also submit 3 APIs. First API is to manage knowledge base. Second API is manage question and answer assistant, and the last API is provided the function for users to call question and answer assistant. And if you are interested in the proposal, you can get more information from the link, and we kindly invited other companies to support our proposal. And for future plans, we continuously providing rich and high quality data science, model, and AI native applications, further enhancing the level of intelligent operational services to meet the requirements of use and improving the user experience, and promoting the innovation and the development of large model technologies, and expand more application scenarios, building a more reliable and secure mass platform, and promoting the standards and open source work related to Mars. And I think next Mengyuan will give an introduction about the third part. Mengyuan, please.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm Ma Mengyuan from China Mobile, and it's a great honor for me to introduce China Mobile's AN Industry Collaboration Program, Practice, and Initiative. Okay, this is the outline of my introduction. First, I'll show you the background of autonomous network, and then I'm gonna give a brief overview of China Mobile's AN practice, and finally, our conclusion and initiative. Next page, please. Thank you. Autonomous networks aim to provide zero wait, zero touch, and zero trouble customer experience for vertical industry users and customers through intelligent infrastructure, agile operations, and all inclusive services of fully automated networks and ICT. This makes service easier for users to consume and leaves implementation complexity with the providers. ANs need to support self-service, self-fulfillment, and self-assurance of telecom network infrastructures for internal users across various departments, including planning, marketing, operations, and management. China Mobile L4 autonomous network is based on the original definition, put forward the machine design instead of manual design as the main feature, promotes the network work from experience lead to data-driven lead. Data-driven realize the upgrade from automation function construction to end-to-end for precise automation. And next page, thank you. And next, from 2019 to now, there are nearly 3,000 applications of autonomous network in China Mobile, and has achieved remarkable application effects, which give full play to the application advantages of AI small models in the precise enabling of deterministic operation and maintenance scenarios, such as intelligent optimization of 5G antenna weighting, 9天 intelligent energy saving solution of 5G base station and 5G base station acceptance and integration. Next page, thank you. And nowadays, generative AI has brought many opportunities, and the network is expected to introduce this technology to achieve a new round of cost reduction and efficiency improvement. And the core capabilities of generative AI of AN is as follows. First is intent experience, understand telecom know-how, a conventional OEM. Second is awareness analysis, multimodal perception, and complex network issue analysis. Third is decision execution, an unified performance per prediction, precise network simulation, and decision making. And China Mobile has invested in network OEM large model and application development. Next page. We have some application practice of generative AI recently. First is generative AI enables intelligent, compliant analysis for core network. And due to the challenge of low efficiency, high skill requirements, and complex process, we introduced intelligent signal analysis and automatic fault analysis. The solution is based on GNI, which can reduce the compliant analysis time from 6 hours to 5 minutes. It used to be handled by experts with 5 years experience, but now general engineers can get started in 1 year. The unified portal realizes closed loop for a single profession. Okay, next page. Second is generative AI enables intelligent decision-making for transport network. Similar to the above problem, transport network domain also have some challenges, such as multiple work orders for a single fault, low recognition accuracy, human-centric, low decision-making efficiency, full communication, low rectification efficiency. We integrate AI, LLM, and SLM, new technologies, to reconstruct OEM models. We use generative AI to achieve the following capabilities: diagnosis solution generation, diagnosis repair solution generation, case and knowledge Q&A. This solution can help us reduce the diagnosis time from 13 minutes to 5 minutes, and MTTR from 1020 minutes to 20 minutes. Efficiency increased by 80%. Next page. In addition to the above AN case, implementing AN also delivering other benefits. China Mobile is committed to industry collaboration. We have led development more than 50 AN standards, focusing on ITU-T, ETSI, TM Forum, 3GPP, CCSA, and other international standards organizations, leading the promotion of 6 standard projects and 1 new project about generative AI this year, and bringing together 19 industry partners, including enterprises and academic institutions, to jointly build an AN industry chain, build AN subchain, and establish a partner database of the of autonomous network, build an innovation carrier, intelligent network, open and innovative platform, and establish international communication channels such as GTI and SAFA, and incubating multiple specialized small and medium-sized enterprises, and promoting the collaboration on building L4 autonomous network. And in the end, we are looking forward to your join the industrial cooperation with China Mobile. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Are we on time? Yeah, we have time. We have 13 minutes for Q&A. Yes.
Hey, this is Chi. Thank you for the presentation. I come from the cellular industry also, and I know that China Mobile is a telco company, right? Like you guys do the network, and I think my question is like, what is your thinking of like the role, like your role in the AI industry in the future? Are you going to be a service provider, like you're showing the LLM hub, that model services? Are you going to compete with the cloud service providers to provide also like another OpenAI, or like are you going to be like what is your role in the business wise? I think that's my first question. And second question would be like, for example, the Camara APIs. I heard about it, and it's great. It's you open up your network for the general developers. And I also see you showed applications, but that application is more like for yourself, right? Like you're using the AI to improve the network efficiency. But what about the third-party applications, like for general developers, for example, like Agenesis, like they're working on a small IoT project for like a strawberry farmers. And I think instead of just open up the APIs, do you guys also provide the servers or the computations to the developers, like not just the network? Because let's say like I have the solution that Agenesis is the solution provider I work with. I set up my IoTs for the farmers, and I directly call the OpenAI API, right? I guess that China Mobile, or in general the telco, and also this Camara API can do something, but I don't foresee where you guys are lying in this business, right? Like between the strawberry farmers, Agenesis, and OpenAI API, where you guys are at, like what do you guys foresee for your future business in this AI industry? Yeah, I hope this is trying to explain my question.
Yeah, thank you for the question. These are very good questions and great questions. So first of all, I would like to say, yes, we come along the way, and starting from, like enabling AI plus communication networks. As I said earlier, so we're doing this for over 10 years from now. What we have been doing this is following the traditional path. So all the network, their workflows, their systems stay the same. Well, we are adding intelligence algorithms as an offline system for the human operation, stuff to call on, and then they're carrying on with their own business. Quite like this one. This is like a workflow. When they like a customer from China Mobile, they are calling to complain about their bad, connectivity experiences. Then there will be a agent answering the form and diagnosis of what are the problems and generate a ticket for a back office, operation, or even an outsourced engineer to actually taking care of the, the issue. For example, some of the routine work even, covers they need to go on site to figure out and finally dealing with this situation. And this workflow will stay the same while we are adding intelligent applications, for example, helping, to diagnose the issues, or even helping, generating some of the configuration recommendation on site. And this is the traditional way we are doing with our own communication network inside China Mobile. But now, because we are leveraging, we are building a large-scale intelligent computing infrastructure and also developing our own large models, in-house large models. And all these are very huge investments. And we are figuring that perhaps we can also working with other verticals to helping them, not only inside China Mobile, but to bring this common infrastructure open to verticals inside China, or even to some of the regions that are not accessible to some of the services that was developed in the United States. And this is the way that has brought us here. And from our colleagues, I think the third colleague, Meng Yuan, she is mainly talking about what we have been doing with our network and shared our experience with our fellow communication service providers in constructing autonomous network in a more AI plus communication network manner. And we call on communication collaboration initiative from all our fellow service providers as well as our partners, but still in the communication sector. And what Ke Guang was presenting is actually is a mixture the two, as in described in your question. So we are calling our fellow communication service providers also thinking about perhaps exposing combined capabilities with their own smart customer caring services, not necessarily with their in-house large models, because we understand that not all the communication service providers would, investing in developing their own large language model, given that they have access to more, like OpenAI like service, not like us. So in their case, we are proposing not, exposing large models, but exposing added own service or capabilities that could be complementary to a third-party large model in offering this into verticals. And we're having, like application scenario discussions with some of the communication service providers, because they are they are all, considering, perhaps to upgrading their own smart customer caring services with the assistance of large language models from OpenAI or Amazon or any other cloud service providers. That is good, but there's also need besides that, right? We figure that communication service providers has their unique advantages in doing this compositive, or added on service, because they are local. They know the regulation well, and they're more close to the users. While we are all relying on a single hyperscaler to do all the updation and understand every local situation, which is highly dynamic. For example, in some regions, you are not supposed to, making fun or even talking about, some religious or political, figures. while in some occasions, you know, that may be a, you know, like a way of initiating a conversation. And this is not something that we believe, you know, should be taken care of by a single hyperscaler, but it could be, you know, one of the services unique, and our communication service providers could be good at. And that is why we're posing this to be, you know, onto the table for cameras discussion. So all of these are related, but it is a little bit, you know, like different in different angles. And lastly, I would like to comment and explain more about your question about, you know, how China Mobile would be helping a strawberry like farmers. In fact, we have been, you know, collaborating with one of the largest Chinese agriculture enterprise in the northeast part of China. And what we have been doing is they are actually, you know, farming a large scale, like a land with very little people. So they are based on their own machinery. They have their own, you know, like data format, and they have their own, you know, like mechanisms and algorithms of predicting, you know, how the crops would grow, and also monitoring, you know, how and predicts, you know, how things would go. And what we are helping them is actually to stitching these different, you know, workflows together, and with the large language model in the front, and actually providing end-to-end value-added intelligence services to them. And also in the process, we're helping them to further normalize the data formats from different data sources, and helping them to, you know, how can I put it, project this end-to-end view, and also combining outsource information like, you know, the, I don't know the exact word, but the systems are actually offering, you know, weather prediction, weather analysis. So this is actually coming from another service provider local in China. So what we're doing here is to bring large language models, you know, capability to further, you know, intelligentize these already verticals. And we are not thinking about, you know, collaborating with a single farmer with very little information, with very little, you know, channel of doing this. So we're working with large verticals in agriculture, in manufacturing, and also a resource exploration, material development. And these are the current status. Perhaps, you know, in some years in time, we can open these, you know, services to individual farmers, but I'm not that sure. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you for the answers. Yeah. I mean, this is the open source community, and this is open source meetings, and I understand that China Mobile can do this kind of vertical solutions for like the strawberry farmers, of course, but I think what I'm asking is, I also heard that you're trying to also providing the computations available for the third-party developers. I think I'm just like I don't know. I have a question is like, what is your thinking of? Is this going to be more easy for the developers? Because what is beautiful about cloud is like I can just easily tap in the Google GCP service, Google Cloud Services, and then I don't need to talk to any. I don't need to sign up any contract. I don't need to talk to anyone. Just a few clicks, I can spin up a server, right? For the China Mobile, I don't know, like, is this something going to be as easy as Google Cloud Service? Or Yeah, do you have a roadmap for that?
Well, I think we're talking about a different, like business model. We are not targeting the infrastructure as a service to be the main target. Keguang, could you share your screen about the application scenario? If we have time, I think since there is interest, we can have more discussion here. 客光，你能重新投一下屏吗？有关于第一个应用场景的例子。
Yeah, 5 minutes, because we are 22 minutes over.
I remember the first slide. I think I understand that you guys are not going to do infrastructure as a service, but more like to provide a solution, and which is basically the same as Google and OpenAI and other service providers, right?
I believe it says 22 minutes over. I would say.
Oh, yes. This is a very specific application scenario. So we are talking about, enterprises that are actually having, doing businesses all over the world. And they would like to offering the smart customer, their own smart customer services to all the customers around the globe. So, so in this case, they're not only talking about, having infrastructure as a service, but they would also have to think about, what would be the local appropriate way of communicating with the customer. For example, there is different ways of talking, and with a customer from Mid-Asia or East Asia or North America. So these types of communication added value, like capabilities, has already been solved by the communication service providers locally in that area, because they are providing their own smart, customer caring services to the communication customers, right? So what we are proposing here is actually the communication service provider partnering with the infrastructure providers. It could be themselves, or it could be Google, Amazon, Microsoft, based on what they can partnering with. But to offering these, enterprises, application developers, a standardized way of calling these localized capabilities. So you don't have to, calling different APIs for different, countries or different service providers. You can use a normed unified API. For example, in China, it will be interoperable from China Mobile, China Telecom, and in Europe, it will be aligned and also calling the same API, but actually what you will be accessing in runtime, it will be from BT, from Vodafone, in England, or from Orange and Dutch Telecom, for example, things like that. So this is not talking about infrastructure as a service. This is actually talking about orchestrating different capabilities coming from the service provider, communication service providers, or infrastructure service providers in combination. And the application developers don't need to, get into the burden of figuring out, would it be Google, would it be Amazon, or will it be, BT, or will it be Vodafone? And this is what is behind this.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand. And my belief is like for the future of the AI will be the telco will host all the AI services, or not all the AI services, host the necessary AI services. That is for local business or local localizations of the services. Because the telco, each country has own like couple or few like telco companies, and then the telco company has all the radio network and basically knowing the locals, right? And the languages and everything. The information should be also hosted in the local region, which is like for the telco
Right.
companies.
Yes, exactly.
I think the suffering from my side is for as the general developers, like how I can, the one big thing about the edge economy or this whole edge business is the scaling problem, right? Not get enough money back when you develop something for only like a very small market.
Right.
The total investment in terms of the time and also the infrastructure is the bottleneck. And also, hopefully with the AI, that the development time will be super fast. That's what other people here showcased, all the cool tools that you can quickly bring up applications. But I think the infrastructure is a missing part for what we are talking about, the use cases we're talking about. And that's why I think the telco company should take the responsibility of the infrastructure for this kind of local small businesses. Instead of like you guys providing like good big models, I think that's not the expertise of the telco, but you will never compete with Google and Microsoft. And I think it's better to have a clearly standpoint at the beginning, telling, let's say, you are building an edge developer community, open source, and then you provide the infrastructure as simple like Raspberry Pi or some other small servers for free, and then the end devices users will be easily connecting to your network without worry about setting up their own Wi-Fi network or computation resources. And those kind of things, I think, will be very valuable for this edge service community. Yeah. Those
I
in
have-
general development.
I have
Thank
to
you so
be
much.
short. Yeah, thank you, because yeah, I'm making 9 minutes over. I know this is a very important topics that I encourage the China Mobile team join our LARC or Slack channels, so we can continue this very interactive and important discussion. Yeah, I think, what's your name again? Chi. Yeah, Chi really listen